Alrighty, we're back again for more fun in Kingdom Hearts 2 after that rip-roaring, rollicking fun adventure from last time.
Oh yeah, we said it was going to be 3 weeks, and it has been exactly 3 weeks since we've last played, right?
Right. Weeks is the correct word. The number was correct and the word was correct.
Yep.
It's been a while. Just like literally 2 days ago. Maybe not literally. It was 2 or 3 days ago. Somebody left a comment on one episode of Kingdom Hearts 2, and it was like, so, in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2, you guys are at this point. How much more have you filmed since then? The answer is, you're looking at it right now. You're watching more being filmed in real time, commenter. We haven't filmed anything more since that trailer came out. This is the first thing we've recorded since we started releasing the playthrough. And the playthrough is, we are less than a month away from running out of episodes. We've both been really busy. This has been a really hectic school semester for me. I haven't had a lot of free time.
Yeah, and it's like every single time we're gonna hang out, it's just something bad happens. It's like, oh man, hey, we're finally off. You want to hang out? Well, I've got a wedding to go to.
Yeah, I was about to make a joke about how terrible a wedding, but then you kind of did that for me. Yeah, so at this point, some of the worlds have been locked off to us again, and we have to go and do second visits at each of these locations, which vary in quality. But anyway, we're gonna do all that now. So this is the first episode that's been released since the playthrough started. I've gotten a lot of feedback from many people. And there's some things that I feel like I need to say and clarify really fast, especially after last episode, because I feel like some people are going to be very mad at me. It's because I am talking with you and Aiden.
Some fans are going to be very mad at you specifically.
Well, you and Aiden know me, and you get what I mean when I talk about things. Other people don't know me personally, so I should explain a few things. First of all, in that last episode, there's several points where I say Kingdom Hearts fans as if it's like a derogatory term, and I don't mean that because I consider myself to be a fan of this series. But so here's what I gotta explain. I went on a really long-winded rant last time about the mechanics of Heartless and like how they do and don't work and how it's been changed from the last game. And the thing that I have to make abundantly clear is that I don't care that much. Like, I think that it's interesting and I like exploring little details of the games and like the mechanics of lore and stuff like that sometimes, but it is not important to me in terms of my enjoyment of the story. That's why I hate so much when people care so much about lore. And like that, like with The Last Jedi, a lot of people hate it. Like, there's lots of reasons to not like that movie, but people who hated it because it changed the Star Wars lore, I really don't get. And in the same way, I don't care that the lore has been changed from Kingdom Hearts 1 because ultimately lore and like fantasy mechanics, as far as I'm concerned, are just an excuse to play out interesting stories and character drama. Like, that's it. It's never gonna be perfect and make perfect sense because the real world barely is perfect and makes perfect sense. So like, the idea that one human author will magically make a universe that makes perfect sense is like nonsensical. You have people like J.K. Rowling and J.R.R. Tolkien who like devoted incredible amounts of time and energy to building these really robust, fully realized fantasy worlds that they developed over the course of decades that still don't make perfect sense and aren't 100% consistent. So there's no way that I would expect this game, which is being developed essentially by Japanese businessmen, this sequel to a game that wasn't even planned to get a sequel, I would not expect it to all be consistent. So don't think that like, when I'm talking about the Heartless not making sense or other nitpicking things, like, it's not legitimate criticism. You have to think of it as like, these are all the things that are in my head all the time, and this is just my excuse to get them out.
Yeah, and I feel that because like, I love nitpicking. But I don't like mean it. Like, I love pointing out some of the stupid inconsistencies, but it's never like, this inconsistency makes it where I don't enjoy this anymore. I just like picking it out.
Like, you'll notice that most of our complaints about Sword Art Online in the Car and Anime special were not about the fact that the games don't make sense or wouldn't be good games. They're all about how the characters are crappy
and
characters.
I mean, like, we could have probably spent another 30 minutes just explaining that, like, about how, hey, when you kill a monster, it's like, oh, there's a limited spawn, so there's limited XP in this MMO.
I forgot about that!
Okay, we can't do this.
No,
this is an SAO-free episode.
No, we're not talking about it. But I was just giving that as an example since that was something that we'd done specifically on here. So I just want people to understand that a lot of that stuff is not me levying legitimate criticism against this game. It's just like, honestly, in many ways, this series and these notes has been me doing a brain dump. So that like, let's say that if I ever wrote a review of Kingdom Hearts 2, which I'd like to do reviews of all of these games, hypothetically, at some point in the future, if I ever have time. I'd love to do that. If I was gonna review these games, like, it would wind up being 7 hours long, because I'd want to talk about all of that stuff. and most of it doesn't really matter and isn't really important to your enjoyment of the game, but I would be like, I would want to get it out there.
Yeah.
By doing it here, it's like, great, now I don't have to talk about any of that stuff because it doesn't really matter. I've just gotten it out of my brain, and that's really what this is. I'm just trying to get it out. I'm just trying to dump it all. And it's unfortunate that you guys have to sit through all of that. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. It's not unfortunate.
It's only unfortunate for the people that are getting angry about it, really.
For the people who are enjoying it, I hope that you're enjoying it. It's been a lot. I've had a ton of fun playing this game with Joey and Aiden.
I've had
also.
a great time.
And Aiden, by the way, isn't here if it wasn't noticeable. She won't be back for a while. Hopefully we'll get her back at the very least for the finale of the game, but she's just busy. She doesn't live in the same city as us, so even if she wasn't busy, her accessibility is just limited. So
I didn't know that was snow at first, and I thought the Ford just hadn't loaded in.
No. The only major loading glitch I've seen during cutscenes is that one where the bridge of the Black Pearl didn't load in that
was
one
fantastic.
Uh-oh.
Oh. It's somebody.
So I do really like that because, like, right off the bat with these second visits, they're like, hey, look, it's not just the Disney plot. There's an organization guy running around, right? Or at least somebody in a black cloak.
Yeah. This is an odd place to spawn in.
It is. They're just trying to jump. They're trying to throw you right into it.
Okay. I can...
Okay, hold
That's
on.
good.
Oh my gosh. I'm bad at this. There we go.
All right.
That was what I wanted. Wait, I have new abilities. Oh, it's probably Mulan, because Mulan is leveled Oregon, because all the party members level even when you're not there.
Okay.
But yeah, so this second half of the game is interesting. There are a lot of pros and cons that we'll talk about. Oh no, this wasn't me. Powerful finishing combo move. Oh yeah, no, I want that. That's really good. Anything else in here that I want? No. Okay. So I've leveled up our forms quite a bit. I think I've maxed Master and Valor out, at least for now. There's another form we're gonna get later, and at that point the level cap on each of the forms is increased.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, but for now, Valor and Master are both maxed out. If you want to see all the methods for grinding that stuff, there's 2 episodes ago, I think should be 2 or 3 episodes ago, I showed off how to handle all that stuff. Wisdom form isn't maxed just because that one, again, you get 1 point of experience for killing a Heartless, so that one takes a lot of time to get.
Of course.
And limit is dodge roll, and you have to use the limit attacks to do it. So we have high jump, jumps a lot higher. We have double jump, we have quick run, and we have dodge roll. So we're a lot more agile than we used to be. Sora's a lot more competent than he once was. He's still not quite good enough to get up there, though, I don't think.
I can only imagine how you actually get up there.
Spoilers, they reconstruct this town after this visit, and it's back to the old map, so you can jump on roofs. So you get to jump that actual... You get to cut that actual jump distance in half.
Do you just get infinite jumps?
No. People hacked the game like on PS2 to give you infinite double jumps, and boy oh boy did some wacky stuff happen because of that. Honestly, it was mostly useful for room hacking, going to rooms that were only in cutscenes where the floor doesn't exist, so it's like, you fell through the floor, just warp back up to the top. Taken care of. Oh look, the ice cream we found and the picture we found.
Wow.
Taken care of. We got that in our inventory. Did Mulan have any items I need to take from her? Nope, she's good. We've already taken everything. We can't take the Sword of the Ancestors.
No.
We were supposed to be patrolling the mountain, but it's too cold and windy. Well, we can see the mountain from here, so we've basically patrolled it. Captain's gone, so we're running whenever the enemy comes. But they don't chase us far. Better to live and fight another day, right? I actually agree with you. I agree. If you can't fight them, don't get killed by them.
Yeah.
It's generally a good philosophy.
That's not a very Japanese philosophy, though.
Well, these guys are Chinese.
Oh, you're all right. This is a Japanese game, so I don't know.
Is that a little slam against foreigners?
Is it? I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't want to be considered racist.
Shinzo Abe is in so much trouble over racist things he didn't say. I'm not going to get into politics, but current Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, I'm probably mispronouncing his name, currently embroiled in a mega scandal because a very nationalistic private school got a lot of land for an extremely discounted price from the government, and there's some ties to Abe and his wife, and they're like, are they supporting this Let me just to explain, because I'm not going to get into all the details of this, but basically it's like a private school organization. As with many countries, private schools aren't necessarily beholden to the standards of the rest of the country.
Yeah.
There's this private kindergarten run by this company. They do the 1890s era Japanese Pledge of Allegiance that was abolished after World War II.
Oh.
It's like, our imperialistic, we're gonna help the emperor and restore the glory of Japan. And they also, oh boy, okay, so the thing that brought this school to people's attention was a newsletter that this kindergarten sent out to the parents, which was basically, hey, it was basically, hey, we will make children aware of the dangers of Korean and Chinese ideas, and it was like, it was specifically, the real problem is that now there are people in our country who look like Japanese people, but they carry Korean ideas. They carry,
this is news to me. I
they
hadn't
carry,
heard about
quote,
this at all.
wicked Korean ideas. Now, my brother and I were reading about this because my brother was like, so I heard that Abe's in trouble, why is it? And we were like, I don't know, let's read about this. And so he pulled up an article, it was just like, people are protesting and mad, and we were like, so, okay, why? And then we had to go to earlier articles from like 2 months ago to find out about what the schools were doing. Basically, like, one of the schools, so they got land that was appraised at $11 million, essentially. Or like, so
Yeah.
they got it for like a song. They got it for like 2 million. And also, supposedly the reason it was discounted was because, well, there's a bunch of waste dumped on the site. But then the state basically gave them back $2 million to get rid of to clean up the waste.
Ooh.
So there's no
getting better.
There's no direct ties to Abe, but the school they were planning to build there was going to be called the Shinzo Abe Memorial School, which he can't do anything about because of freedom of speech, and it's a private institution. But like there's no proof that he's directly related to it, but the red lines on the conspiracy board are there.
Exactly.
So like, and also this is Japan, you know, where, you know, they don't get too many really juicy scandals. So like, you know, this is the equivalent of like if Donald Trump ate a baby or something. I'm just saying.
By the time this video comes out, maybe
Donald Trump may have eaten a baby.
Do we go anywhere from here?
And go up the mountain, remember?
Oh, okay. So what has changed since the last time we were here?
Not a ton. Like the
enemies?
map is pretty much the same. Like I said, after we beat this second visit, if we return to the world, then the
it'll be
town will be
fixed.
rebuilt. But the rest of the map is basically the same.
How come you're after somebody from Organization 13?
Now, the thing that is neat about the second visits is they add some areas. Like, there will be some new zones you get to go to.
Okay.
Land of Dragons actually adds, like, probably the least of anywhere except for Olympus Coliseum, which adds essentially no new rooms. But
it's
there,
the Coliseum, so
yeah, there are some other places that get a lot of new spaces. This one only gets, like, 2 new rooms, but you do get, there's some new content, obviously. What's Organization 13?
One of the bad guys.
I knew it.
I really hate their. Joshua and I have a. I'm not gonna talk about that because it's later. That was gonna do a specific meme that we love. I guess it's not even a meme because it's something that we quote all the time. But I love that they're like, he's wearing a coat. He's one of the bad guys. Guys, the first character that they saw wearing this coat was Mickey.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't remember Chain of Memories, right? And a minute ago when they found the box with the ice cream and the picture in it, and they're like, Who coulda left that? Sora went, was it Riku? And they were like, why would you think that? And he said, I don't know, it's just this feeling I got. It's like, no, it's just a coat that these guys happen to wear. But I don't know, it's weird.
In the Imperial City about a spy in black, lurking in the mountains.
Probably a
I've been
Korean
up
spy.
here tracking him.
No, we
But when
can't
you
be doing
arrived,
this.
I meant to tell you, Joey, we actually got a lovely message from a fan of ours who lives in South Korea, which is a wonderful country. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm quoting a terrible nationalistic school that said all these bad things. I hope that nobody's taking these things as something that I'm saying. But no, I was going to tell you about this. We actually got a comment from a guy who was like, love your stuff. You guys are great. By the way, if our ticking time bomb of a peninsula ever does break out into war and you guys get drafted, and if you enjoy get drafted and you need a place to stay, hook me up. I'll introduce you to some really good Korean food and you guys can... So thanks a bunch,
Dude,
man.
We'll take you up on that offer if it gets to that.
I'm sure Donald Trump will mess this up somehow. We'll be there in a matter of time.
Maybe before this video gets released.
Well, there's not many episodes left before this one has to come out. There's barely a month, so he'd have to work really quick. But
I mean,
Donald Trump is, man. You know what? He does get that stuff done fast.
yeah.
First things first.
He acts faster than he thinks.
Whoa.
Didn't mean to get all political in this episode, but I literally was just reading those articles from my brother yesterday, so it was top of mind. He's pointing.
But he's not gonna say anything. We don't want to get spoiled as to who he is.
Oh no, but it's probably a character we've never met before.
All right.
Okay, I didn't do that. Crud, I screwed up. Actually, you know what? Hold on, kill me. I forgot I needed to do something before this fight.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead and kill me.
Wow, that was a lot of damage real quick.
Do it, guys, kill me. Hurry up, stop wasting my time. There you go, thank you. I forgot about something I needed to do. No,
Man,
okay.
where have I seen that sword before?
So the reason that I'm playing, one of the many things that people complained about, Joey, is that I am telling you too much about how this game works.
Okay.
I shouldn't have told you how the drive forms worked, because it scared you off using them, right? Because you haven't been experimenting with this game's mechanics enough. People are complaining that I should have had the auto abilities on because you've been using the limits and stuff like that. Though I love the episode that hasn't come out yet. The one time we did leave that on, we immediately accidentally used it on like 2 shadows.
Yeah.
From Tron.
Yeah,
but
we
anyway,
did.
no. Okay, so here's a move that exists in this game,
Okay.
which is called Trinity Limit. I'm going to go ahead and swap out, swap out Mulan. So Trinity Limit is a weird move where here we go. Okay, so basically the actual moves that you do here don't do damage. They just fill a gauge that then determines how much damage your final attack does. So Major, Drive, Ultima, and Break. So these are moves that you do together with Donald Duck and Goofy, right?
Okay.
Oh crud, I hit the wrong button, sorry. I activated it too late. So I didn't do, those guys were pretty weak anyway, so it didn't matter. I did just enough damage with that first attack that it did some serious hurting on them, right?
Sure.
But basically, so it's like, that's a limit that you do together with all 3 of them, right? And there's like basically 3 moves that they can do, and then it performs kind of a final ultimate move that really does some damage, right?
Okay.
All right. However, Trinity, so most of the limits require a friend to be in your party, right?
Yeah.
However, Trinity Limit does not actually require anybody to be in your party. It is the only limit that you can use with just Sora. It behaves a little bit differently when it's just Sora, though.
Really?
But it's still a really good option because it makes you invincible like all the other limits do.
Yeah.
Now it drains your MP completely, so it's not something you want to use lightly, but it is a really effective combat option, and I wanted to demonstrate that here because I'm going to be, while we're doing this world, using limits and drives left and right to encourage you, Joey, to play the game appropriately because I've ruined the experience for you, you see.
Okay.
I've ruined the experience for you by explaining it too much. Apparently people don't want me to explain how the game works, they just want you to react to how the game works.
But what if I just get stuck in my comfort zone and don't figure it out on my own anyway?
Well, that's part of the problem with, like, as we've talked about with vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2, where you really didn't have to use any of these mechanics to succeed. But anyway, so when you use Limit just by yourself,
So you just
go. And you'll notice that this guy isn't getting staggered by like anything that I do.
Yeah.
Normally that's like a guaranteed stagger.
Oh, it's just him in general.
Yeah, it's this guy.
It's this mysterious guy.
Yeah, this
with
mysterious man
sword.
with this mysterious sword we've never seen before, who's super cool and not getting staggered at all by Sora's
Man,
attacks.
they could have at least put like a particle effect on the sword so you don't recognize it immediately.
Why would they do that?
That guy. No. Why would he? Riku?
Would have loved it if he was like, Mickey, is that you? Ansem?
Which Ansem?
Yes.
Are you okay, Sora?
Did you get him?
Oh. He's gone.
What? You lost him?
Anyway, what now?
I think that we better get rid of all the Heartless first.
Oh, what's that, Goofy? We should kill all of the Heartless? Well then. I sure am glad that big plot bomb from the last episode was completely meaningless.
And Donald's just agreeing. He's like, yep.
I love how pointless that twist is. Like it's supposed to be this big dramatic moment of, oh no, you're helping the bad guys by doing this, and then it's like, well, I guess we'll have to continue to help the bad guys to do this.
Come on. We better get off the mountain.
Like, there's no discussion of like, guys, should we still be doing this?
There's one line, and then Goofy is like, well, Sora, if you don't do it, I think the Heartless will keep hurting people, so you have to. And then they're like, oh, okay. Because we still got 50%
You have to
of
keep
this
grinding.
stuff has to
Sora.
happen. Game has to continue.
You
So
have to get stronger, Sora.
what did I get? I got a new item already. Wow. Yeah, it's just I'm fighting nobody enemies now, so I'm gonna start getting new synth items. Because you'll notice that previously nobodies were basically only showing up for event fights and in the opening Roxas sequence. Now we're starting to get nobody random spawns around the worlds because the organization is starting to get a bit more involved in the goings-ons of this game's events.
Also, I'm gonna be real with the audience right now about like the using the forms and whatnot, and the lack of everything. The only reason I use any of the magic is because it's hotbarred. I don't like using the D-pad menu.
Yeah, it's not great.
I really don't. Like, I feel like I'm going to hit the wrong thing every time.
That's something that you get really used to
right
in the
there.
post-game.
The
Yeah?
sword, when it was engulfed in that, if you had that effect during the fight, maybe you could fool
But
some
that's just the
people.
animation when it's going away.
Yeah, but you could just, if you loop it, and you're good. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, no, but you see, the thing is, people will say, well, Joey, no, you have to get used to using the D-pad command menu.
Yeah, you have to get used to it.
Because by the post game, you've got to be doing this kind of thing constantly. Watching speedruns is just nothing but people doing this. This is just me going nuts on the D-pad, not anything strategic, but like people are like making really precise inputs when they're really good at this game, which I'm not, and Joey isn't, but that's okay.
I'm sure they figured that out at this point.
What?
That we're not super good at this game.
I'm good at the post game because I've been playing a lot of the super bosses. I still haven't beaten all of them because I haven't had a lot of time to do it. But I mean, like I keep even just now walking around, I'm trying to make Sora do things he can't do, and I'm like, oh yeah, he can't do that yet. Oh yeah, that jump doesn't go as far as I want it to. It feels really unnatural. That's part of why whenever I pick up the controller, and that's my excuse as to why I'm not doing super well in some of these. When I do pick it up and play. I guess I should go ahead and make sure everybody's limits are on. I was gonna do that before we got started, but I just didn't think about it, so let's see. Oh, I forgot. Right, duh. After Goofy died, everything was unequipped. Which means that Donald must have stopped and looted his friend's corpse before we ran off to do all that other stuff.
I mean, you gotta have some mementos to remember him by, right?
I don't even remember like what he had equipped, so we're just gonna go with this. I don't care. That seems like that's not for him. Okay, let's see, Sora. Oh, maybe I should have. I guess he got a new armor slot. Maybe I should have given that one that was 4 to him. Whatever. I'll manage these more carefully later, guys. I'm not too concerned at the moment. Okay.
We'll do it in post.
Yeah. Let me fix all of Goofy's abilities because oh my gosh, this is not great. There, that's fine. That's fine. This is acceptable. He's gonna be fine.
Actually, Jacob.
What?
Actually, Jacob, this specific speedrun tech dictates that you have to have.
I don't care. We're not speedrunning.
What are you talking about? We're on record pace.
I'm
dude.
fully planning on speedrunning one of the campaigns in Birth by Sleep. Partially just like for production time, and also like that'll be fun. Like I'll learn because like a speedrun of one campaign in Birth by Sleep is like 2 hours.
Right.
So if I get like decent at it, then that's like, one sitting for that whole thing. Well, that's not true because I'll probably pause during cutscenes and talk for 3 hours, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're saying.
I'll probably cut down on production time quite a bit. I think I already said that we're hoping to have Aiden back for the finale of this, but people, I'm sure, because I've already seen some people reacting to the Aiden playing the opening of Kingdom Hearts, are like, people seem to really be enjoying her in this. Don't worry, you'll see more of her. She'll be back. Just basically, so people who are confused about the situation, basically here's the thing. During the summer, like last summer, Aiden and I had a lot of time and we filmed a lot of stuff, including that Kingdom Hearts OP, like playing through the opening ramble thing, right? Because we both had time. Joey has an actual job and I have college, so our schedules don't line up very frequently. But during the summer, Aiden and mine's schedules were mostly amicable. Thing is, Aiden technically attends university in a different town from where Joey and I live. So during school time, it doesn't work. No, just nobody's schedules ever line up, basically,
Oh yeah,
is the deal,
we've
right?
been getting super unlucky with all that junk. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to be using that more.
You have to.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not joking when I say you're gonna kill like 50% of the people you kill in this game with Reflect by the end of the game. At least 50% like the random mobs.
Right.
Man, this just feels so clunky. I haven't played this in a while, and the last time I was playing it endgame Sora, who's a big uber badass who can just kill anything, so it feels a little bit weird jumping back into this guy. But that's okay.
Hey, you play for as long as you want, because the moment you hand that remote back to me, boy, this
I don't have any magic, so I can't use his limit right now. Whatever.
This isn't The Witcher.
You've been playing The Witcher?
I've been playing The Witcher 3, yeah.
What do you think of that?
Oh, it's super good. What can I say?
a
Everybody's
game-
gonna tell you the same thing.
It's a game that I'd love to jump into, but it seems like a big time investment.
Yeah. Yeah. I played it, like, I was playing it, and I was like, ooh, I got my first trophy. How
Why did
long
I throw
am-
that to Goofy?
Good stuff. I was like, oh, I got my first trophy. It's a bronze. Like, how long is it taking? Oh, 8 hours? Oh. Oh, I'm just out of the tutorial area now. Oh.
So we're throwing Goofy's shield at things and hitting them. And then we
Oh.
shoot Goofy off like a rocket,
That's cool.
which is very similar to the battering ram move from Recom. I like that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that one's a fun
yeah,
one.
His limit isn't that effective. Like, it's... Honestly, neither of Goofy's limits really have much tactical advantage. Donald's limits are where it's at. His limits are nuts. But, anyway. Oh, hold on. Let's see, we have tons of new movement abilities now. We might be able to get the stickers, not the stickers, the puzzles that are over here in the camp. Because there's one
There's
a
one we
ways
couldn't,
out
yeah.
that we might still need glide to be able to get to that, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. And no, I'm not gonna go into a drive form just to get like additional double jump to be able to get out there easily. That might still be a bit much.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot.
These
though.
enemies are new, because normally it's those
Yes.
big centaur dudes.
Yeah,
that
no,
wreck my crap.
all of the spawns have been reset now that we're on the second visits with different enemies, harder enemies, different enemies. Because like after we went to like Pirates of the Caribbean world or whatever, we were a much higher level than we were originally on Mulan, right?
Yeah.
But now, we have to come back to Mulan now. So after you do that Hollow Bastion sequence, all of the encounters are reset on all of the worlds. Okay, now you lose too much
Oh,
momentum
man.
between those. If it was Pride Lands world, we could do that, but not here. Not here. I tried my best.
You almost got it.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you were very close right there. I don't know if you could have physically done it, but you were
I probably could have
physically
screwed
close.
around with it a bit more, but it doesn't matter. All
I mean,
right.
we'll be back, so whatever. We'll be back for the other stuff.